Hello everyone. Today we'd like to provide an update on our strategic vision and values work that has been ongoing on the campus for the past several weeks. First of all, I want to thank all of you and all of our communities for your great involvement, for your great ideas, for your inputs and thinking about this very important activity for our campus. The second thing I'd like to be sure to point out is that as the input is coming in and as we're refining our statements about what our strategic values and vision will be, there's a lot of convergence, there's a lot of unanimity about really what we care about as campuses and as universities, and so that too is wonderful to see. I'd like to thank Provost Hecker for his great leadership here. He's ready to tell you about what's going to happen next with this process.
Thanks, Joan. Yeah, so I want to echo the President's words of thanks. We've had tremendous engagement from the University of Maine and the University of Maine at Machias communities. There have been over 1,000 people who have engaged through our forums or through pop-up meetings or other informal get-togethers to provide thoughtful input about what are our values as institutions. And it's really been a wonderful thing to be a part of. We've made great progress in integrating that input to create drafts of the strategic values. And we're really, I'd say, close to the end. We're accepting feedback for a little bit longer up through March 8th on our website about the draft strategic values that have been shared with both communities. So if you have final thoughts, please share them. But we're ready to move on to the next phase of this process. And this is really, I think, where the rubber hits the road, where we're going to be talking about our goals. If these are our values, if these are the things that guide our work on a day-to-day basis, then what should our goals be? What should we be aspiring toward? So we want to have conversations about that. We want to engage our communities in thinking about aspirationally where do we want to be. But we want this to be a realistic plan, a realistic vision for the future. So in parallel with the conversations about goals, we'll also be talking about strategies. What do we need to do? What do we need to do? How do we change our processes here? What are different ways of approaching our mission that will help us advance toward our goal? And finally, we'll be talking about what we're calling key indicators. One of the things we want to make sure we have as we develop this plan are indicators of our progress toward the goals. We want to track, we want to hold ourselves accountable as we execute on our plan to move toward the goals that we've established together. So that's the next phase of this work, and I'm really quite excited about getting to that point. So let me talk a little bit about what's planned over the next couple of months. Our strategies are going to be very similar to what we did in identifying and developing the strategic values. We're going to hold open forums. We're going to support pop-up meetings. We're going to ask units to engage in conversations around goals, strategies, and key indicators. And we're going to bring that work up and condense it. Our goal is to be able to identify some pretty broad goals for the university, with each unit within our universities being able to see how they fit in those goals and what are the strategies they're going to use to help advance us to where we want to be. So it's really going to be quite an exciting process. We've given ourselves 2 months to do this. By the end of April, we want to be at the point where we feel like we've collected the information that we need and we're ready to synthesize it, with the goal being that President Ferrini-Mundy will present our first draft of our vision and our plan to the Board of Trustees at the May meeting. Joan?
So we really are counting on your involvement and engagement, continuing on through the rest of the development of the plan and then into the implementation stages that will follow. This is happening at the same time that we are developing a research and development strategy for the University of Maine system at the request of the Board of Trustees. And these are dovetailing together beautifully because so many of the values and vision elements that are in the plan that we're working on here at UMaine and UMaine Machias, so many of those pieces fit well with where we want to be in research and development. So I'm very appreciative of everyone's involvement, of everyone's continued engagement. As Provost Hecker has said, these next stages need to be very much dependent upon your thinking and your work. We want the SVV activity to be a framework for actual work that you all intend to do and would like to be doing to move our universities forward. So with that, I just want to again in advance thank you for the continued engagement that I know you will bring to this work, and to tell you how wonderful it continues to be for me to be here at the University of Maine and at the University of Maine at Machias and to be learning about all of the excellent work that goes on in our campuses.
Thank you.